I was actually a Marvel fan before it was cool to like Marvel. So yeah, like the first time when the Iron Man movie came out, well, like even talk about semi Spider-Man stuff. Well, you want to talk about like has Marvel films died out or they're gonna die? You want to talk about that
Well,
because
that
that's
will
what
give me that's an interesting topic. So yeah. So do you have an opinion on this?
Okay. All right, Jimmy. What's your opinion?
I don't think Marvel films are not gonna die out. Even the quality, you can argue the quality is better or not, but they are doing some minor things, not always successful. And Spider-Man 3, like, yeah, it is definitely because they expand the multiverse and stuff. So it would depend on how Doctor Strange 2 is done, but I think we're gonna stick around for a long time because the TV shows are getting enough decent reviews. I mean, yes, Endgame was like the high point when they, built up things that they've been setting up for 20 years, or depends from the first Adventure films, and they succeeded. Now there are plenty of things to do, and it's a lot more content to do. And I'm looking forward to so many things, like even on TV, Miss Marvel, and I actually enjoyed Hawkeye more than I expected. So I don't think Marvel's going to go away anytime soon. And even if it does eventually die, unlike it lasted 20 years, that's an accomplishment in itself. So just be proud of that. No reboot.
Yeah. One of the best thing is the Loki one are the best series. I like it. It's like more detail and more mystery. And I like this idea.
Okay.
What makes it deep? More deep than other ones?
Sorry?
What makes it more deep than the other ones? You can't have to elaborate when you say it's more deep.
Well, mostly when I watched the WandaVision, it was alright, and I like the mystery one. Falcon and the Winter Soldier, it's just another technically like a born identity style. Then the next one, then the other one called Hawkeye, it's pretty good. It's better than Black Widow, but there's not enough for me. But it's not enough. But initially, Loki has more detail and more detail and mystery, and I like that about the timeline. I like talk about the timeline. They suddenly ruin it, and I like this idea.
Okay, because you're talking about the themes and stuff. WandaVision actually was the more deep one because it was all subtle and stuff. Loki was more outright into talking about the themes of free will and stuff. So, although I did enjoy Loki and stuff, and WandaVision was a bit slow, but in terms of deepness, I say WandaVision was more deeper. I found Captain Falcon in the Winter Soldier pretty deep because it was talking about how putting labels on people is a shortcut to vilify them. Because the villain in Captain Falcon and Winter Soldier was not just a simple terrorist, like everyone wants to say that. And or even the people like the bad Captain America, John Walker, was not black and white bad. She's just a person that was not made for the role, but wanted to do the right thing, but messed it up. And the Hawkeye show was more of a send off to Black Widow, as well as showing new characters and age and family. The theme of family was actually pretty deep in that. About because how Kate's family and Hawkeye wanted to get back to his family, Black Widow's sister family, and then turns out the villain was Kingpin's like niece. The theme had a deep theme of family in it.
Yeah, I think I like. It's pretty good, but I like the detail more story. I like the Hawkeye to tell the Black Widow sister about more detail, why they do that. But this one is like too short. It's just too short word that it just doesn't feel right.
Okay, you keep saying detail, like what kind of details to talk about Loki? I said
like for example, because you saw Endgame when Black Widow suicide for this because of the rock, because they need to get a rock or something, or
the Soul Stone.
The Soul Stone.
Okay, disclaimer. Can we just say there's gonna be spoiler alert for practically everything? All right. Okay. Okay. I mean, I'm pretty sure almost everybody that wants to see Endgame has probably seen it at this point, but always like to cover our bases, especially with the TV series too. So yes, so that did happen. And soul stones. Then stole some stones. That's what because they need to, you have to sacrifice a life for the.
This is sacrifice someone you love.
Yeah.
So you can't just sacrifice someone you hate, otherwise
Yeah,
fans
it
will
doesn't
write
work.
people as minions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, but what's your point, Andrew?
Well, you mean this one?
Yeah.
It's the point. The point is, they said Hawkeye said about to this. Black Widow said, he just sacrifice. It's like killing yourself and save the world. Okay, you should tell more detail about the sister, and then like Black Widow's sister, I don't believe you. I don't believe it, and they're punching, kick, punching.
Yeah, because she was told by someone else that Hawkeye did that. Like, and not to mention, like, she didn't really get the the funeral that she pretty much deserved. And Hawkeye actually still blames himself because he lost the fight. That's why it felt that way. I was trying to explain that, but that's why I took the song Whistling to realize how much he actually knows about the sister, because she never really talked much about what happened to Black Widow particularly, because he didn't want to. It was a painful memory for him. And not to mention the fact that Hawkeye was actually Ronin before, and that's why he's saying that she saved him from that. He's experienced guilt. Part of him actually wants to die. He's actually fighting against that with the sister as well. Not to mention the sister is not willing to listen, so if you can't explain why you're fighting at the same time, can you talk and fight at the same time, Andrew? Can you?
No. What are you trying to say?
You're lying. Punch. Can you talk? See, come on, talk while you punch. Come on, you can't talk while
That's
you're
called nervous. That's called nervous.
Well, do you think Hawkeye wasn't nervous when he was about to get killed? Huh? Teresa, since you know Maria, can she fight and talk at the same time?
I've never seen any show that she's done where she's done that. You just kind of have to duke it out. The talking can come later.
That's what I say.
No.
So that's what happened to Hawkeye. That she can't. If she's attacking, it's like you're lying, and then trying to attack him. Hawkeye can't elaborate on more details while he's fighting to the death.
What are you trying to say? You saying that Black Widow sister, she's right? Wait, she's right.
No, it's more like Hawkeye couldn't explain in more detail because he's fighting her. In fact, if you actually think about any dialogue going in a fight, it's already unrealistic as it is, even brief dialogue, but it serves the story. But you want to go to a monologue because, one, to the audience, we know how Black Widow died. Going into more detail of knowing what we already knew is not good pacing.
Hawkeye's too much worried. Too much worries to say, I want to stay away for this. What's that pink girl? What that doing Arrow? What's the girl name?
Eight.
It was
Hey,
keep away. And
how am I better with names than you? I'm supposed to be the one with bad with names. Jeez, who think of my name? If I didn't have my name here, you'd be saying, "Who's this teenage boy?" And like, I'm actually 32. Yeah.
Well, why they gotta call her Pink Girl? Purple
Her name
Girl?
is Kate.
Kate. It's a simple name. Like when I get bad names, it's because it's 3 syllables. This is 1 syllable, Andrew. Kate.
Kate.
Yes.
Kate.
Catherine, if I guess.
If you did you even pay attention, or you just say Steve and not pay attention? Like this doesn't explain much.
Yeah.
Like, because Loki was more about narcissism and free will. Because Loki tried, not the textbook narcissism, because that's actually a right dangerous condition, but he's more of selfishness and need for attention.
And he is a
And
god,
that's
so they
actually
kind of
interesting.
just do whatever they want because they can.
Yeah, Loki was pretty good, except the last one, that final last one, that really killing me.
Was
What
it
do
a
you
good
mean?
hanger, or was he in like
The last one, the last episode, when they get to the African man, the villain is the Kane. The villain is so ridiculous and hilarious.
It's basically a comic book, and it's more about how he's the good one. He's more like the antagonist, who anti-hero than the actual villain, because when he got killed, what he said happened actually happened.
Yeah, but when you look at the last villain, I thought he's gonna be like evil. It's like a strong voice, and then we have a turn into a wackiness by saying, "Oh, yo, man, I'm going to was like, oh my god. I
You
can't.
weren't paying
I
attention.
thought-
It's more like saying, yes, I am from the future. I can read the future, so I know what's going to happen. And yes, he's like a bit silly, but that's kind of the point, because it's like when you're controlling the universe, you want to actually have a bit of fun, but he's worn out and he actually just wants to do what he can do. And instead, like, he was the good one out of the multiverse of everyone else that wanted to rule the multiverse. He just wanted to make sure there was no destruction. So yes, you want villains to be always black and white. You say you want something to be deep, but now you say, oh, the villain always has to be black and white evil. I'm like, that makes it less deep if it's like that.
And then we have a community like turn into like a Will Smith and Eddie Murphy style. It's like, and it's like, oh my goodness, can we make it more evil one rather than a funny villain and something on the wackiness?
Maybe you just don't like
Loki
Taika
was a
Waititi's
hilarious.
style.
It was not comedy. The previous episode had President Loki backstabbed by other Lokis and a crocodile Loki. So you expect it to be full black on serious now?
I'm not racist.
I didn't say anything about that. I'm just saying that you have weird standards about consistency and pacing.
Look, you need to do something better. You need to do something really evil to take it. Really evil. Look at that guy. Look at the guy. Who's the voice who did Knuckle in Sonic the Hedgehog 2?
I don't
I
care.
don't know
What's that? What?
Has that movie that hasn't come out yet? Or you just
It
talking
hasn't
about
come out
Jack
yet.
Black? I
No,
don't
not
know.
Jack Black. He played the voice of Sonic. He did play the voice of Knuckle.
In the series or the the movie hasn't
That's
come
a
out
movie. A movie.
yet. Okay, let's have a quick Google search.
Iron Girl. No, it's on.
Well, what about his voice?
Yeah, his voice. Everyone said it's pretty. Everyone said it's like it's going to be bad. But we look at the trailer. It looks so good. The voice is pretty good. That's so deep. That's so great and deep. It's like stronger. That's what I like about it. That's what I like about this one. But this one,
It just be random. You say you want the voice to be like this. So basically, your version is like, I want villains to be always evil. It has to be done like that. Not because, but then he would be able to justify why he controls the timeline. You need a villain that at least makes sense instead of being bad for the sake of being bad. We're not like, not everyone has to be like Dr. Robotnik or Dr. Evil or just wants to take over the world. Sometimes for characters to be deep, you have to have motivations that while you don't always agree with it, you can emphasize and have empathy. In fact, that's
I understand that with the universe thing, I understand, but you can't do wackiness, disturbing, silly thing.
Yes, you can. Look, I'm wacky, and I'm still gonna get views here. I'm gonna be more entertaining than you. Like, I'm just a bad guy that wants to kill people and stuff. Yeah.
And it's a little distracted.
Come on. You just see him wacky and stuff. That's not a real justification here. You can say that for anything anyway. There are a lot of wacky villains that like Dr. Evil, but yeah. And then he ended up being good in the third Austin Power movies. But you can't use wackiness as an excuse. Not to mention, Loki was always a wacky villain when he was the villain. Like, you're just doing pranks and stuff. It actually fits the show of Loki to fight someone else that's also manipulative and thing. It actually fits into the theme because he's a bit wacky in what he does. So therefore, the villain, his antagonist, should be also wacky.
All right. If you like it, for me, not really.
It doesn't matter if you like it or not. You have to justify it in a more consistent way. It's like saying, like, you hate, let's see, Batman for being solo, but then you get that Superman get away with no sidekick. You can like Batman more, but you just say it for that reason. It's not being consistent.
Well, the good thing that villain that did not hump the table or something doing sexual stuff, that would be really awkward.
I didn't say anything about sex here. What the heck are you talking about? Are you just thinking about?
We want this video to stay on YouTube, Andrew. Just keep that in mind.
All right.
Don't worry, people said worse on YouTube. yeah.
Yeah, that's true. But
But just make sure we say it's not for kids. That's the definite thing. It's like when we
yeah,
say
wait,
it's not
not
for-
no, this is definitely not for kids, and that's okay.
Yeah, this is
That's
that's okay. All right.
okay. So
right,
well,
let's-
that's your standard. That's your standard. So,
Right.
yeah.
So let's talk about the everyone been talking about the worst Marvel movie. The what's that
Eternals
one?
is Eternals got the worst reviews. I haven't watched it yet, so I can't put an
Yeah.
opinion on that.
He's my four. I don't think that it's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's just the plot was kind of a bit messy. Kind of a little bit messy. It's just too much
Remember,
plot.
no spoiling it for me, Andrew, or else I will destroy you. I will
And
mess
how you
your
gonna destroy-
timeline up and stop you from being born. Actually, no. Actually, I'll make you a female version of yourself just to see what it'll be like.
Okay, that's
wrote
that's
that
will be awkward. That's so awkward. That's so awkward.
Yes, I know how I'm gonna do that. Maybe use the DNA thing to change the sperm that made you into X or something. I know how make you into go instead. How talent works. But yeah, do not spoil it for me. That's the yeah. So yeah,
Alright then.
but yeah, look, I will have to watch it to make my own opinion. But I only saw the Nostalgia Critics version of that, and he just said that it's just so hilariously bad. And so yeah, I might actually do that because it's just some of the acting when they're serious is so badly done, it makes you laugh. So I still might watch it, and enjoy it.
And speaking of nostalgia critic, they said about the movie called Shang-Chi.
Yeah,
They
he
said
did
about
it.
that. They said about he enjoyed it, but he said about Aquafina. What's it-
Yeah, that's her
Aquafina?
name.
They
Aquafina
said-
is her name.
she's so he said that I'm calling said he said he got a fucking annoyed. I was like, not that annoyed. Not that annoyed. And he said the problem is too much fast editing cutting. The fight scene, the fast editing. Okay, nothing wrong with it. For me, it's nothing wrong with it. And Aquafina, it's always fun. She's all right. She's okay now.
Yeah, she's got a very distinctive acting style. So if you don't like her, then well, you just don't like the character that she's playing. Her voice is very distinct, and it's not for everybody. That's probably why.
It's not too annoyed. It's not really that annoyed.
Yeah.
Look, I said I don't always agree with Nostalgia Critic, but yeah, it's just an opinion. Like his review of It 1 and Rogue One, he was a bit critical of Rogue One and It Part 1. And although he actually liked It Part 2 more on how hilariously bad it was. Although I actually like It Part 2. Although I agree it actually went over the top, but I realized they couldn't actually make it, like that without changing the whole book.
Yeah. And the whole book is
Yeah.
kind of crack.
The first half I said was serious when they were kids, but then the second half as an adult, it was like, yeah, you're on crack.
Yeah.
I get to get spiritual journey.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure the author, when he what's his name? King, when
Stephen King?
he was probably on something, but and he admits that. But yeah, back to Marvel.
Yeah.
So is there anything you're looking forward to? Just the TV shows? Are there any movies that you're still wanting to see?
Doctor Strange Part 2. And also, like, the rumors are true about, Spider-Man. It's like, okay, probably spoil a lot that the other three will do another collaboration together. I'm happy to see more of that, but that's still rumor mill. Let's see. If it said, like, Loki Part 2, see what happens to the multiple timelines. Let's see what else, like, I think
Moon Knight coming.
It's sad that one of the actors apparently died.
Yeah,
like,
today.
I
I saw that too.
Yeah, and not to mention, like, Thor, Love and Thunder, seeing Jane Foster as Thor, because I actually read the issues. In the comic books, they're probably going to change it. She was actually dying of cancer, and the hammer actually makes it better and worse for her. So while she has the hammer, she's immune from the cancer thing, but it also destroys the chemicals that are keeping the cancer in bay. So when she comes back as Jane Foster, her condition gets worse. And in the comic book, she actually eventually dies, but she comes back to life somehow again, but as a regular human now.
Right.
Yeah, one thing about the Marvel movies that you probably like in the comics is that the status quo are a bit more permanent. When people die, they tend to stay dead.
Oh wow.
Tend to, not always.
Yeah.
Did you know Doctor Strange? Did you know Doctor Strange 2 was the same director who did Spider-Man trilogy? You know
Yes.
Yes, Sam
Yes,
Raimi.
Damien Raimi.
that? Yeah,
Yeah,
Sam
that's
Raimi.
why it's actually interesting. Like, it would be cool if they actually even put the Spider-Man in there, like Tobey Maguire, because say he's exploring multiple universes. It could actually still have that happening. Not to mention, it also made me glad I watched What If episode 4, because the evil Doctor Strange is from the What If thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, you watch that episode? That was actually a sad episode.
Which one?
The What If episode 4, where what if Doctor Strange lost his love interest instead of his hands?
Episode 4, but which
What
is
If?
a TV?
Yeah, it's from
What
Marvel's
If?
What If.
I have not seen it, but I'm not interested in this one because I don't like that one. It's like what
Did
if
you
it's
even
like
try, or you just assume you might like it?
I watch like the first one, and then second one's like, okay, this is getting really funny. I turn it off. It's like this
Funny?
is
So this is so funny. I'm gonna turn it off. Is that how you do things? And that second episode was a tribute to Black Panther's actor T'Challa. So, oh wait, no, that's the character. Okay?
Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah, Chadwick. Okay, also tribute to Chadwick. Okay, do not disrespect that episode, because did you see What If episode 2? Therese.
I haven't seen
Okay,
it.
to give context, what if it's like, what happens is it doesn't change. So in this case, T'Challa was adopted by the crew instead of Peter by accident. It was an accident in this case, but T'Challa wanted to stay, so he ends up becoming the next Star-Lord instead of Peter. So yeah, it's about he was actually a better Star-Lord. In that universe, he convinced Thanos to be good with words. That stabbing half the universe was not the best solution. He actually convinced it was unsustainable situations, and he does other stuff that changes the world for the better. But you can argue that some things are a bit worse by accident, by indirect thing. But yeah, it showed just how one things can change everything, and that's the reason why it was set after Loki, because Loki led to multiple universes being possible. So what if? So they are somewhat canon, all of them. What happens if something changed, but all different possibilities? So that's why episode 4 with Doctor Strange, if he lost, instead of him losing his hands, he drove his love interest and lost his love interest. And in that universe, he got so desperate to try and bring back his love interest, he destroyed his entire universe. So that's why in Doctor Strange 2, will be connected to that, because he actually appears in the Doctor Strange 2 live action.
Yeah. You know what Deadpool said? Deadpool said that now that's lazy writing.
No, it isn't. That's actually like connecting stuff. Lazy writing is when you make a plot convince, like Deadpool 2, that context. It's like, yeah, why can't you go back in time but not enough to go further back? Like, because of Angie and scientific mumbo jumbo, and then that's when Deadpool said, yeah, that's just lazy writing, like plot convenience. This one is more like just tying everything together. I think there's another word for that, like contrive, when you make everyone connected to each other. It's like saying, like, Prince, okay, who's Luke's sister? Any females we know? Okay, it's Leah. So yeah, the odds of that Leah being, that's a bit contrived, the odds of that happening. But it kind of worked, but yeah. Because originally, from what I read, Leah was not supposed to be the sister.
All right, then.
But yeah, in terms of Marvel, I said that's actually a good tie that you actually watch the TV shows. Like, I don't think you need to watch it to get it, but you'll be awarded for doing so. Because I think they'll just explain quickly that, that this is Doctor Strange from Depressed Universe.
Depressed Universe.
But he destroyed his entire universe, and he still failed to resurrect his girlfriend, and that's tragic. He actually brought her back to life for like 2 minutes, and then the universe dying around her, and she disappears anyway, and he's like crying, realizing what he's done. He was warned about it, but he ignored it. That was just tragic. Okay, like that's one of the most tragic episodes ever for Marvel, in any Marvel thing. Like, everyone who didn't even like the series agreed that was a sad episode.
Yes. All right then. So that's which one's all right. So what do you hate? Which one the most hate about the Marvel movie? What do you hate?
They kill off Quicksilver too early and Ultron. So Ultron was supposed to be like a big villain, and well, he could still retcon him back, I guess. But then Quicksilver just like, yeah, he died, and then after you see the X-Men Quicksilver, yeah, I'm glad he didn't make him overpowered because the X-Men Quicksilver was overpowered, but yeah. And I guess one of the issues that I might have is that some of the end credit scenes sometimes might be hit and miss. Sometimes it can be a troll, like Spider-Man Homecoming. That was the biggest troll of end credits. And Ant-Man 2, where you wait a long time and you just an ant playing on a drum. I guess the Incredible Hulk, I was actually, yeah, because I actually forgot let's see what happens in that one. Also, I didn't like the fact that it took that long to make a Black Widow movie. But when you see the production stuff issues, it was actually made sense because Scarlett Johansson was actually pregnant during Age of Ultron. And by the time that happened, like, Civil War was already made, and then they had to shoot Infinity War. There was actually no time to actually, have a pregnant woman shoot a solo film after, she recovered.
Pregnant woman?
She was pregnant
Yes,
during filming for at least one of the movies.
Age of Ultron, yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But
So they already had to
there's a stunt woman. There's a stunt woman help the Scarlett Jackson.
I don't know how exactly they filmed it. They probably would do a bit of both. Yeah. And would have to make her take it easy. You know, Halle Berry was also pregnant during X-Men Days of Future Past.
Oh wow, really?
That's what I've heard.
Oh.
Yeah. So, I actually saw the director's commentary, like Bryan Singer, who actually said, "Wow, you're pregnant," and they had to do a lot of clothes to disguise the fact that make it close so it doesn't look like she's pregnant. Like she was actually showing a fair bit. Although in terms of stuff, she didn't really have to do much. She just stand and say, put fun done stuff, so it wouldn't be too taxing for her. Still be somewhat taxing, but hey, it was shot early. Because in Days of Future Past, they actually shot the future scenes first, then it went to the past. They shot the past scenes later.
I see.
Yeah. All right then.
Yeah, actually.
Still waiting for Fantastic Four in Marvel Cinematic MCU.
Is that going to happen? Do you think that's going to happen?
Because the last time Fantastic Four with the Chris Evans and Jessica Abby. I hate that one. I hate that one. It's terrible. I hate it.
You actually like Fantastic Four in general because I find that
I like the cartoon. I seen the cartoon on the 90s one, but the live action is horrible. I don't like it. But the second one, it did improving. But the 2015 one, the rebooting one, boring.
Really? People make a troll about the second one, how the second one makes no sense because the world's ending and they're focusing on the wedding. Although mostly I just watched the social critiques of it, but yeah, that seemed to be valid. They were just, well, we need your help, Mr. Ray. Look, I need to organize finish my wedding first. The world's going to end, but family's more important. Okay, maybe it is, but like, the world's going to end. I think you really should postpone your wedding. And this is been one film before that you didn't see them saving me. People would feel like they were overworked. But yeah, look, the Fantastic Four is usually a simple one. I think it's not if, it's like when they're in the rights now, they may as well use it. They're just probably wondering how they're going to do it. Because remember, making a good film takes time, okay? You rather them do it right or you want to do it quickly.
Sometimes you kind of,
like, the script for Endgame Infinity War took 3 years to write. Just the basic, the plot. Yeah, 3 years. Wow. They spent 3 years refining it. Because remember, even when Infinity War was like, how are they going to do this? Because how do they go balance Thanos, making him like powerful than Thor, while not making every character useless against him, other people as well? And how to depict an epic battle between him and multiple heroes. They actually did a good job of that, but I feel like the thought process would have taken forever. So I can believe they took 3 years of writing. And remember, they had semi-plans for Thanos since Avengers 1. They had no idea how they're going to do it. They thought it's good to bring him up, and we have, the third movie, enough time to plan for it. There's one thing you can admire about Marvel. They actually did plan ahead. I think they didn't plan everything, but they give enough steps that you can actually plan one step at a time, connect with each other. That's what I like
Yeah,
about Marvel. It's just like they feel like it's different directors, but I feel like they're working together to make sure continuity usually stays still. Like compared to DC, there was some continuity parts even before, like how in Justice League, like before that one was I lost faith in humanity because of what happened, and then in Wonder Woman 1, like why? Because at the end of it, Steve sacrificed himself for other people. But you feel like you believe in the people. Of course, Wonder Woman 1984 kind of retconned that she still saved people, but did it in secret. But then the ending of that was like, what the heck? Like you just reveal yourself from the entire world. So how were you secret at all that you existed?
Yeah, I think DC it's starting to get better, but it started losing already. It started to lose it.
Oh, look, they gotta reboot its timeline with Flashpoint. Like about Flashpoint, Therese? I think you weren't paying attention when I was ranting on like 2 years ago, huh?
It's 2 years.
Yeah, I ranted.
Yeah, but go ahead.
Flashpoint is when Barry goes back in time because the Reverse Flash killed his mom. So he went back in time and stopped his mom from getting killed, but that caused the butterfly effect. And it was a bit not believable if you think of that, because it actually caused for Batman, because instead of his parents getting killed, he himself got shot, causing his dad to become Batman and his mom to become the Joker. And it caused Superman's ship, instead of crashing in the middle of a farm, it crashed in the middle of New York, killing 10,000 people and causing the government to capture him when he was a baby. And it also led to Aquaman and Wonder Woman to declare World War III against each other.
Oh wow!
Just because he went back and saved his mom. This is how extreme the butterfly effect. That's a bit too extreme in my opinion. But yeah, the butterfly effect.
Interesting.
Butterfly. Interesting.
But the concept of the universe was interesting. Just how it was caused. Like I don't think because the Reverse Flash changed the timeline by killing his mom in the first place. That was not a natural change in the timeline. In fact, you watch the CW version of the Flash, it caused the Reverse Flash lose powers, killing the mom, forcing him to actually make the timeline to guarantee that Barry becomes the Flash. But yeah, Flashpoint is like changing the butterfly effect extreme measure of that. More so than the Ashton Kutcher film. The Ashton Kutcher film, it made more sense.
Oh, and that ending was dark. Well, the alternate ending.
The director's cut version.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Yeah, that was dark.
Yeah,
the original version was still weird, but it's such as a Marvel, as I said, it's just like the fact that it feels like different directors working together to maintain continuity, like just collaborating and not having too many issues with that.
Yeah,
I mean that's very rare. Yeah,
it is.
All right.
So it is very rare. Okay, so we are out of time, so I guess we can end it there with some final statements. So what are your thoughts on the Marvel universe? Where do you think it's going to go now?
Well, I'm not sure about this. Well, they're still great on this the last time, but I think they're still going now. It's getting better now. I think they took the element from the 90s and 80s, the plot thing, and then started like old-fashioned way. So I like the kind of way. I like this way. So I'm happy they did. I'm happy they did a good job.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, your turn, Jimmy.
My one, I think it's going to go more crazier because with Spider-Man 3 and Doctor Strange 2 will exploring the concept of the multiverse. It will lead to more out there concepts. So and the TV shows will be the ground ones with Miss Marvel and other things there. Because in the 4 will probably be outside, be in space. It goes actually free, so it'll be less grounded for now, but go high with some movies still being like 1 or 2. And I think it will still survive for at least phase 5 at this point. They said that for it to really flop, they have to make it really, really bad. Like what's the Eternals bad? It has to be badass. Let's see, Batman Robin bad.
Yeah. Let's hope the new Avenger or the new Avenger will be on phase 5, because it's gonna be a full plot and it'll be a big Avenger.
Okay, well, I guess that's it. Thanks guys for listening in to another episode of our podcast. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe wherever you see it, on my YouTube channel and on Jimmy's and Andrew's socials as well. Until then, Do comment. Let us know if there's anything you want us to talk about. Aside from that, we'll see you next time. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.